When did you realize that you were the problem? It took me losing 5 really good friendships because they all stopped talking to me to realize I was the one who stopped talking to them because of fear. Ah shit. I mean, it may not be too late to reconnect either. Me and a good friend from my childhood who I grew up with lost touch around 16 years old. We reconnected when we were like 25 and now we're great friends again. I realized I was the problem a few years back when I had the coolest fucking therapist in the world. She would say how she couldn't possibly give a fuck about my feelings, she only cared about results for me. Coolest lady ever, and I miss her so much. Anyway, she told me a saying, and the saying goes, you have every right to be angry but you have no right to be mean. My life got so much better after that. I really like this. Thank you for sharing. Managing my anger is very hard, but using that as a mantra is going to help me. You have every right to be angry but you have no right to be mean. So simple, but so easy to forget in the moment. I said some kinda mean shit to an ex last week that I feel real bad about. Wish I'd read this then. It's really good to keep in mind. I noticed my friends were all getting happier / advancing in life and I wasn't. Courage to say this. Just wanted to say that even though it might feel like some friends have it together when they post on social media, doesn't mean that they do have it together. These days I rarely post. When I do, it's about food or family. Rarely do I post about the gong show that is life. Jobs always seem to go south 3 or 4 months in. Ah yes, end of the honeymoon period. I've been a line cook for 4 to 5 years now and I've left every place blaming management or being understaffed or whatever. But this last place I was at, I started hating it after a couple months again. It's a small mom/pop place and they really don't know how to run a business/cook, but they aren't the reason I hate the job. I just hate cooking for other people. I realized I think I know how everything should be done and everyone else doesn't. Realizing I was very toxic towards so. Broke up with my partner after having the same discussion for 2 months without getting close to resolving it. My main reason for breaking up was that he was not able to have constructive conversations in order to work conflicts out. When we decided to meet up 2 days after the breakup and have one last conversation, we both realized that the topic of our fighting has not been the issue, but that our way of interacting with each other had become super toxic. For me it was a shock that my behavior was very problematic too. So we got back together, and are working hard to be in a healthy relationship with each other. Yeah, in a relationship what you are fighting about is almost never what you are fighting about. You don't fight over toothpaste and the dishwasher. You only really fight about things that really matter to you, that they represent. Fairly recently realized I'm fat because I'm unhappy and I'm unhappy because I'm fat. Either way I'm the only one who can fix it and I have started giving a fuck. I had a similar realization. A lot of things that hold me back are related to my insecurities, and a huge insecurity I've had all my life is my weight. I won't let it anymore. It's a cruel and vicious cycle. Edit, yes, it was that reference. I don't have any friends, so I've had to accept that it's me that's the problem. Most people are not initiators, and if you want to build friendships you need to be doing most of the initiating. The sooner you learn that, the easier it'll be. I hope that you realize T doesn't mean there is necessarily something wrong with you. You just don't match the people around you. Maybe your standards or expectations are different than those around. As I approach 30 I realize that I have gifted child syndrome, and my success in high school and college theater productions mean nothing when I'm not putting in the groundwork to have a career. Part of that was depression, part of that was liking to get stoned every night. This is it, chief. Even had academic awards going through school and just realized I didn't need to work hard. The bad thing about being smart is you never really have to use it. Hard same. I was really drunk one night, laying in bed trying to sleep, but all I could hear was insane traffic noise. Sometimes I can hear the road through my window, but this was crazy. Sirens, People shouting, tires rumbling. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but the shouting got louder and louder. I opened my eyes to look outside and see WTF was going on. All I can make out is a police car blocking the road and a policeman running towards me. I'd fallen asleep on a mini roundabout. Edit, since a lot of people are commenting. I wasn't driving, I was walking somewhere before I fell asleep in the road, possibly home, possibly to another pub. Who knows? Stop telling me drink driving is bad. Wow, that must have been a quick sober up. I took some Xanax after drinking some alcohol, woke up to a police officer opening my door. Maybe no one will see this, but I realized I was the problem when I almost ruined my dad's surprise party by staying in my bed and making my family late, and in my mind I was always thinking they deserve this for what they've done to me. They weren't always there when I was a kid, but now they try to be and I push them away. I'm trying to be better with them, but it just hasn't been the same, cause we got in an argument that day and some tears were shed. Hey, it's good that you have worked to better yourself. I realized I have a hand in every situation in my life, that I am always responsible for myself. Any situation I encounter, I have a choice as to how to handle, respond, and perceive it. I was probably 17 when I realized blaming everyone else for my issues is what my parents do, and I don't want to be anything like them, so I took a step back. I used to blame every issue I had on anything and everything I could find. Every apology was filled with excuses, diluting and justifying my conduct, until one day I realized that people don't want excuses, they want apologies, and so then I learned to fix that. Then I realized, people don't want apologies either, they would prefer if problems and arguments didn't happen in the first place. 17 is such a young age to learn that. Well done. Some people live their whole lives and still never come to that realization. Ate 2 edibles that were stronger than I realized and kind of had an epiphany with myself in the mirror. That my life and myself weren't where I wanted them to be, and I was the only one who could do anything about it. So I am. Looking in the mirror high always gives me the WTF are you doing with your life thought. When I got punched, and everyone went and shook the hand of the puncher. TF did you do? I'm so sorry, but this made me laugh. When my therapist told me I overreact when I feel rejected, even if it's a little rejection, due to lack of love my parents gave me when I was little. Overreact and withdraw or actively push people away by being an asshole? Yeah, I was the same. I dated a really abusive dude, but the smartest thing he ever said to me was, the drama you have with guys is your own. Good luck finding a guy to deal with your shit. Part of what he said was right. I had this tendency to push people away, especially during moments that I was hurting. Luckily I'm engaged to a very wonderful and patient man who understands and teaches me about myself daily. He helps me realize when I'm isolating myself or pushing him away. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.